this video before I try to publish it. Make sure my voice got recorded. I think it's working today. Today is should be the 27th of January. No, 28th. 9, 10, 11. I think it's the 28th. Whatever Saturday is. So I'm back at it. I have this afternoon to work. It's comfortable outside and not so muddy where I'm at now. Something that I noticed when I was reviewing my own videos last night when I published is I caught sight of the rear brake drum on the left side here, and it looked like there was a crack. And I looked at it a little closer today and discovered that, in fact, it is cracked. This drum is cracked. So that was disappointing to see. So I'm going to have to replace that drum. I may not do it right away, but obviously I don't want to drive the car too long with a cracked brake drum like that. So anyway, today I'm going to continue on back here working to remove the gas tank. And I'm glad I looked at the shop manual that I have, because it turns out you have to rotate this neck over here to disengage it. I think the part that it's engaged on is up here, not at the tank. But anyway, I have to rotate it. I forget which direction, but I'll figure that out, and then it should come out pretty easily. So that's where I'm going to start today. The shop manual shows a way to fabricate a tool to loosen this. So what I did instead, I used a pair of pliers that fit in the grooves pretty well here, and then used that adjustable wrench on the side here to kind of force it to turn it back and forth so I can loosen it up. And I think I've got it just about loose enough to pull it out now. I've really been struggling trying to get this filler neck out, and when I took the straps loose thinking that would help me get it loose, it didn't work that way. So I ended up having to support the tank with a bottle jack and discovered there's fuel in there, and you can see it filling up this bucket now. I'm about to switch it to the other one. I'm sure it's no good. I'll have to dispose of that properly. So that's what I'm working on right now, lightening up the tank, and still trying to get this filler tube out. At long last, I finally got that doggone filler tube out, and unfortunately I see rust on the end of it, so I'm sure that's why I was having trouble getting it out, but I finally did. And the tank is now resting on the ground. Not enough clearance to just get it out, so I'm going to have to raise the car up another 3 or 4 inches to get it to clear out of there. So I'm getting ready to do that. And I don't remember if I pointed this out earlier, but I found that I have, yeah, I think I did, cracked brake drum. I think I already mentioned that earlier, so sorry for the duplicate. Anyway, that filler neck was a pain in the butt to get out, but I finally made it. So moving on, I'm going to raise the car higher so I can get the tank out of there. And I think I already mentioned that I had gas in there too that I had to siphon out. Something else I just noticed is that when this filler tube was last installed, it tells me this tank's been out before, whoever put the filler tube back didn't index it correctly in the hole here, because the original holes are right here, and yet here's the holes that the screws were in when I just took it out this time. So I don't know. I guess it's possible it came from the factory that way, because it looks like those original holes have never been used ever. So it's quite possible it came from the factory that way. Wouldn't be the first defect I found on here from the factory. And there she sits, the gas tank. From the outside, it looks just fine. I don't think it's got any rust or issues. A little bit of surface rust here, but I don't think it's anything serious. I'll get the sending unit out soon and take a better look inside. I really can't see anything here yet. There's still a little bit of gas in there. I'll dump that out in one of them buckets. And also the next thing I'll do is I'm going to have to get up in there and disconnect those hangers for these resonators and cut them apart in the middle where they're connected together before I can get those out. So that'll be coming up soon. All right, I just broke the locking ring loose here, and it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad inside this tank. A lot worse than I was expecting or hoping. It's nasty in there, just judging by this fuel sending unit. And I have a new one on order. It'll be here the next day or two, I think. But I'll be putting the new one in here for a while. Oh boy, that's nasty. Yeah. Okay. All right, well, that's a good indication of how it looks inside the tank too, I'm sure. Get a better look there with a light at another time. So the resonators are just dangling here now. The nuts that hold them to the hangers came off easily with my impact gun, 9/16 socket, and the old the old nuts, I'm going to replace those. Don't need to reuse those rusty things. So now I'm going to lift these off the hangers and see how they sit. I'm pretty sure I may not have to cut that to get these out. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so if I can lift this over, actually, yeah, lift it over the axle. I can't go forward because of the drive shaft. I might be able to get it out of here without having to cut it apart. So let me work on that. All right, about to use my cutting wheel to cut through this pipe here so I can get these out of here. Couldn't get it out in one piece, so here we go. So nice to have a cutting wheel. That made short work of that. So there's the one, and I'll pull the other one from the other side. I don't know if you can see inside that gas tank, but if you can, what I see, cut myself off there. What I saw inside that gas tank is a mess. It's rusty. It's nasty inside there. So that's going to take a lot of work to clean that up. Not something I'm not sure I'm capable of cleaning it up, as that's pretty extensive in there. I mean, I might try it. I've read all the tricks online, using the chain inside or loose bolts or whatever and all that kind of stuff. So I might give that a shot. I'm also going to look around to see if there happens to be somebody around here that does this professionally. So something I'll look into. So I've gotten rid of the resonators. They're in my junk pile now. So I think what I could do and what I will probably do is hang the new. No, I'm not going to hang the new resonators yet. I can't because I want to go to the hardware store first and get some new nuts to put on the hanger bolts. But at least I could say the hangers themselves are in good condition. So I'm glad about that. I mean, they're not perfect. This car is old, but they're not torn, and I'm not worried about replacing those. So they're fine. And oh yeah, while I'm under here, I need to replace those hoses too, those fuel hoses. Get the old ones off. So I'll start working on that. All right, I'm getting ready to blow the lines out, the fuel lines from where the gas tank mounts up to here. I'm going to blow from the back to the front. And I've got a couple of hoses here inside a clear plastic container. I just want to see what I might capture besides old fuel that might still be in the lines. See if there's any junk or whatever. Just want to make sure it blows out clean. So I'm going to set the camera up so it's at this end while I'm at the other end. Getting ready to run the air through the old fuel lines. I'll do one at a time, of course, the supply line and the return line. And I'll look at the recording later to see if you could even see anything at this end. All right, I have no idea if this is actually going to work, but I'm going to go under the car now and apply air pressure at the other end and see what happens. All right, under the car. Now I'm going to start with the main line, the bigger one, and stick my air hose in the end here. Squeeze the trigger. Oh, let's see what happens. Okay, now the small one. All right, that's it. We'll see what happened at the other end. I didn't have any restrictions as far as I can tell, which is good. The little hose popped right out, but hopefully it caught it on the. Oh, there was fuel in there. Okay, good. I'm glad I pushed that out. In fact, I think since that popped out like that, I'm going to. Since there was so much fuel there, I'm going to go under there and do it some more, just to make sure those lines are clear. All right, back on the main supply line. All right, and the little one again, the return line. All right, I think that was a success. Stop this. Well, this time I didn't get the voice on the final video of the clip instead of the first one, so I just summarized quickly what I had done for the day, which was to remove the fuel tank after struggling to get the filler neck out of there. Discovered the interior of the fuel tank is a mess. Not sure how I'm going to go about cleaning it, but I'll work on that. I also was able to remove the resonators, got them out of the way. I'll probably be able to install the exhaust system even before I get the tank back in. I don't think that's going to interfere. So we'll see what happens with the tank. But overall, it was a good day, so I was glad I was able to work on it. So that's all I have. Hope you guys have a good evening.